Welcome back, everyone. Episode 15, Youngzers. We got a nice round of applause coming from I don't know who, but thanks for that.
Definitely not me.
Back. Glad to be back on the sticks. It was a long week, tiring week, but we're giving it our all this week for the fans. So, boys, what do we got going on? Steelers just lost. What are we thinking? What are we thinking?
I'm not giving it my all. I'll say that right now. I'm not 100% into it. Steelers are down bad. The fantasy team's down bad. The Penguins are down bad. I don't got anything left in the tank for
Both
this.
college football teams down bad.
Yeah.
Coaches down bad. It's down bad right
There's
now.
only one thing that can pick us up, and it's some nice Turner's tea.
Oh, some nice premium Turner's iced tea. Call of Duty's got me down bad. Sports teams got me down bad. I mean, there's
Call of Duty is in your head.
It
They
is
are in your head.
rent free too. Rent free.
Yeah. I got one day of Call of Duty under my belt, so you guys are a few more in ahead of me. So
Yeah, you were out in international waters, correct?
I was entertaining clients. Spent a night at Arabian Nights. Had some good grub, some nice Iranian food.
And you caught a trophy fish too.
Yep, nice red snapper. Pulled her out of the water. Took about 15 minutes. Almost pulled me in a couple times. Ripped its lip though in the end, and I picked it up. I showed it to his boss. Man wins once again. Chalk it up. Ruler of the earth, top of the food chain. I don't know what else to say. I mean, I defeated the beast. So
You know what
Take it
would have made
aside.
that moment so much more special? How about a little bit of premium Turner's peach tea straight out the carton? Right out the
oh
carton.
yeah.
The card.
I'm gonna drink
Oh.
on this today.
That
Honestly,
cost a little extra at the Leechburg cafeteria, huh?
Yeah. I think they were what 75 cents, maybe a buck.
I don't know.
honestly, though, it felt good. It felt good to dominate a creature out of an area where it lived. It was an away game, so it was nice
Jesus.
to. Humans can't breathe underwater, so it's nice to
That's
be
fair.
at a hostile territory and just dominate another species real quick. You know, had to do it. to 'em.
What kind of lure did you use? Like what kind of bait?
Just some like little scrap fish, little bottom feeders. You cut them up a little bit, and throw them
Well-
on the line, just drop them down.
What do they call it? Mullet
Yeah,
fish.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like jigging.
Nah, just I wait till it hit the seafloor and you reel it in 3 times and you just let it sit there off the edge of the boat.
They gave you the whole rundown on how to do it and stuff. Look at you.
Oh, I did it last year. I remember.
Oh,
that too.
okay.
Why didn't you catch a shark? That seems like it would have been more of a challenge.
Someone on our boat did catch a shark, but I don't know. My fish is bigger than the shark, so not count.
I guess that counts then.
It's just dominating the ocean takes a lot out of you. So
So what do you think the next area that you're going to dominate is? What's next?
honestly, I think I have to take to the skies. Land, air, and sea. Like, what else do you got? What can we do?
Have you taken anything out on land yet? You're not a hunter, right?
No. What can I take out on land?
Have
A
you ever
bear?
have you ever run anything over in your car? Like
Oh yeah, chipmunk.
All right.
Oh, that's
Outside
bottom of the barrel there. That's bottom of the food
I'm
chain.
deadly. I'm deadly on
True.
2 out of 3 of the planes of the
Yeah.
game. Right? What do they
Yeah.
call?
Yeah.
What do they call it in football? The 3 what of the game? The 3. Andrew, you'd know.
That's-
3 phases. Yeah. So I'm untouchable on land and sea. So I got.
So what are you going to go for in the air then?
Probably some kind of shitty geese or
Goose, pigeon, yeah.
Probably
You know,
like
No
you-
swans.
Oh, a swan, yeah. You might have to go down and kick a swan or something like the
I'll put it
Florida
in
guy.
a triangle choke.
Speaking of triangle choke, I just ran across it on TikTok. I know we're already off the rails here, and Ryan's even back. Joe Rogan said he put a deer in a Kimura and snapped its leg. He said it was already dead, but he said like I wanted to see if I could, and he put it in a Kimura and snapped its leg. He's like, yeah, Joe, I'm gonna be heel hooking deer and shit out there. They're trying to get away. You might wound them. You know, got to track them down. Get them in a rear naked. You know.
That's what you
Stick
should
that thing
do.
in.
Find some roadkill, like put a deer in like an arm bar or something, like
That
just
is
in the
true.
middle like rush hour.
I'll put it in the figure 4 right in the middle of 28 while they're like doing the head work.
Whatever you do, don't put get well soon balloons on it, right? I guess that's wrong.
Yeah, that's kind of frowned upon.
Roberts, what's up with you? You've been quiet. What's the issue?
No, I don't know. Teams are horrible. Down bad. Pat Narduzzi. Nah, I don't even know.
It's just sad. Sad week. Bad week is a sad week. We didn't get to. You guys didn't get to talk about the Steeler game last week, so I don't even know if we want to talk about that
I don't,
one.
honestly, there's nothing like Pittsburgh sports related this week that I want to talk about. The Steelers are trash. The Penguins just got bullied on the West Coast. The Pirates, it's their off season. They're probably somehow still sucking, so I'm just going to leave that one there. Penn State, James Franklin is a fraud of a coach. They'll never finish better than third in the Big Ten. Choked one away against Ohio State yesterday. And it, like you said, Roberts, bad showing yesterday against UNC. I mean, there's nothing positive to look forward to. The biggest positive so far is Ryan putting a roadkill in a figure four leg lock. I think that's the highlight of the week so far.
I don't know. Honestly, it might be turned into a Riverhounds podcast. How are they doing?
No.
Are
They
in
just
Pittsburgh
they just won on penalty kicks the other day.
PKs.
I just saw it. But yeah, they're always doing pretty hot. So might have to get down there to Highmark Stadium, catch a game.
Might have to go down a lot. Vlog a nice little Riverhounds game down at what is it? What do they even call it?
Highmark Stadium.
Highmark Stadium. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather go watch some younger kids play castle soccer out at Northmoreland Park before I go watch the Riverhounds. All right.
Not a man of the culture, I guess.
No.
See, that's the thing about soccer, though. It doesn't take off in the United States. It's not violent enough. You know what I mean? And there's too much flopping and stuff. But I wouldn't mind catching some footy every once in a while. Like when the Premier League gets into midseason, you watch them on Sundays. Watching.
We may have to become a Riverhounds and then was it the Pittsburgh Maulers? We may have to be a Maulers podcast right now because nothing good's bad. Like Ron said, bad time, sad time to be a Pittsburgh sports fan.
What are the Steelers now? Are they 2-6?
Mhm.
2-6.
Yeah, going into the bye.
They did send Tom Brady packing though. That's a positive, but
but
dude's going through it.
That's not
no. It's really not because just like I said a couple weeks ago when they beat them, he didn't beat the Steelers at Acrisure Stadium, but he beat you in how many AFC title games at Heinz Field? You know what I mean? To me, there's no silver lining in this season. There's no silver lining in anything going on in Pittsburgh sports right now. It's just we're going through it, and it's like we're Cleveland fans, and it sucks.
It's still early, though, for the Penguins. I wouldn't jump, I'm not going to jump too early yet, but, losing a road trip throughout Canada, that kind of stinks. But I'm not gonna jump off the boat quite yet. It's just a rough week, First road trip of the year. Hostile territory, of course, but losing to the Kraken, though, that's, kind of a bad look, because aren't they still, kind of bad?
Kraken's decent this year. The Canucks are horrible, and they got their doors blown off by Vancouver. That was
good. To me, you're coming off a back-to-back against two of the best teams up in the only two teams in Alberta. You're the Battle of Alberta. You came off a back-to-back against them. Then you had 3 days off, and then you got another back-to-back. So it's tough. In Western Canada, was never nice to the Penguins anyway. So I wouldn't put too much stock into them losing 4 straight. But they're going to be a team that's going to have to be carried by their top stars, and Sid's been awfully quiet. You know what I mean? Malkin, you get flashes here and there, and he is what he is, 35, 36 years old. But Gensel being out hurt, I know he made his return last night, but they're going to have to find the matchups and stuff like that and boggle the lines and stuff. But I wouldn't – there's a lot of games left, plenty of games.
Yeah. They're still 75? 70, 75?
Dumoulin does not look good at all. I noticed that watching those West Coast games, late night hockey. He just doesn't look good. Not in the right position. Too many turnovers. This just as a team wasn't a good showing.
No, and to your point about Dumo, they've even said people get worried about a Letang coming of age, showing his age. He's not going to because he's a freak athlete. At 36 years old, he's still going to be one of the best defensemen out there. You got to worry about a guy like Brian Dumoulin who had 3-4 good seasons, and he's not a bad defenseman. He's a top 3 defenseman on the team, but he's going to hit that wall a lot sooner because he doesn't have that. He has athleticism, but he doesn't have that superstar athleticism to carry him and stuff like that. And you're going to see that with a lot of guys.
So are you saying we're going to see a quick drop off from Dumo then?
Yeah.
That's what we're kind of getting to?
It's almost like it's already here.
And also, correct me if I'm wrong, haven't injuries not been like the kindest to him too. So
No, they haven't.
something
Yeah.
that's going to speed things up a little bit in the process.
You got to think playoffs last year. He blew out his ankle or his knee. So I mean, he's just coming. This is his first season back from that. Because he was out at the end of the playoffs last year when we were playing the Rangers.
Yeah.
He ain't no spring chicken either. He's been out there for a while. It has to be close to like 8-10 years almost, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's at least 6. He's on both cup teams.
Yeah, and
He's here
he
before
was our best defensive defenseman there for a stretch of 3-4 years. So you're going to see him fall off. I want to see him give more chance to POJ, but they're just not going to, and I don't know why.
I don't trust him. I don't know. I don't know if it's because he's young. I just don't like. I get nervous when he's just out there.
It's just like the Steelers with the quarterback situation. Kenny Pickett's young. Why not give POJ a chance? Even if you make him your 5th or 6th defenseman, he's not going to be out there all the time. You know what I mean? In key moments and stuff like that. But they actually had him up with the Tang a couple games ago. He looked all right. He makes some mental errors, but I think you gotta let a guy like that skate more and play more.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know, Dan. Might want to lay off the Kenny Pickett talk today. I know Roberts is fed up with the people online. Hand up.
There's a couple people that I need to say stuff to, but Penguins. I mean, the only thing I have to address is there's rumors that maybe my favorite hockey player of all time might be coming to the Penguins. They're looking at him. Everybody in the call hates him. Patrick Kane, bring him home. Bring him to the Penguins.
He's not even from Pittsburgh.
I don't care. Bring him here, baby. They need to bring him. They need a guy like that.
I have no problem with Kaner. I like Kaner, but Chicago would have to retain like all of his contract. We have no cap space.
There is no way they're giving up Patrick Kane either. I feel like they're going down with the ship, Teos and Kane, and they're just riding to the sunset. And they're not doing bad this year. They were horrible last year, but I think they're off to a pretty hot start too.
They've been horrible the past few years.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's what it takes to win in a salary cap era, is you make a couple runs, you win 2, maybe 3 cups like they did, and then you're going to be shit for 10 years because you just trade away all your assets to build a team. And you're in win now mode. Wait till Tampa Bay's going to be real bad here in a year or 2, real bad.
Yeah,
because then, well, not only that, but you give all the money to a few guys. You know, Vasilevsky's going to get paid, Hedman's going to get paid, Kucherov's going to get paid, Stamkos already getting paid. So you're going to have a lot of your cap space taken up in 4 guys. So look at the Pens. You know what I mean? They were at least able to be insulated by younger guys coming up through the system, but they won one in 2009 and didn't win another one till 2015.
You think
it takes a long time?
That ass?
That ass? Yeah, that ass. No cap.
You also look at a team like another sport like the Lakers. Like, you know what I mean? You have the money there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of Laker fans near us. They're going to be bad here soon. For a lot of people that don't want to believe it, they're going to be horrible.
And they already were. Mickey Mouse championship for the record.
And they're going to, once LeBron retires, that team is going to be horrible. Because they have no money. They gave up everything. They gave up draft picks, all the young talent. It's like, I don't know.
They could have had a pretty solid young team if they didn't trade away like Ingram. Who else they have? Josh Hart, Kuzma,
Ball, Julius Randle.
Yeah.
That's like a solid 5.
They were all young too, and they just traded them away and got what they wanted. And it happens. It happens in every sport. You just basically buy a championship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Lonzo, Josh Hart. I mean, they had a lot there.
But really, that's not a team that would have won a championship, though, I don't think.
No, you would have needed a veteran presence or 2. So maybe you could give up a guy or 2. But, like, Brandon Ingram is, like, projected to be like KD. You know what I mean? Look at Julius Randle. He's tearing it up for the Knicks. Tearing it up.
Yeah.
Who knows if he'd have played like that in LA, though, because sometimes, you know, players don't fit with teams, and like the Pirates are a prime example. They ship off Joe Schmo to Minnesota, and all of a sudden he's batting .325 and hitting 50 dingers a year. So
that's just the Pirates just can't evaluate talent. That's what
the Pirates are not a prime example for anything. Yeah. Even for the shittiest things in the world, they're not a prime example. They're
I just said,
scum.
trading away players.
They're an organization that can get dollar dog right night. So, I mean, that's on.
We ran out of buns, Mr. Nutting.
No, I have a bone to pick with that.
How do you run out of buns?
It wasn't even that. It's dude, they limit you to 4 dogs. They bring in a dollar dog night, but there's no fine print. It's
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, guess what? Our boy Rio went around that. Buddy had 16 that night.
Did you see that guy from Philly for the Phillies game? He wanted to break the record. It was middle of summer, and there was like 17,000 dogs eaten the one night, and he was buying them at 60 a clip and just passing them out. But you can't have stuff like that in Pittsburgh. Thanks, Bob Nutting.
No, they limit your dogs. It's a real damn shame, honestly.
You know
they
what?
Bring you in with the allure of dogs on dogs, and then they cap you at 4. I don't know.
That's not even a light snack. 4 dogs.
You know what that
Especially
is?
for me.
In all honesty, that's un-American, Bob. I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
That's un-American. Limiting hot dogs.
True.
People want to go pig out and clog their arteries. That's their God-given right. I'm sorry. I don't know what Bob's doing, but we were there. We show up. Limit on the dogs. I said bullshit. No.
How do they know? Like, you can only get 4 at a time, or like, can I go back to my seat and walk up to a different vendor and get 4 more?
Probably. That's what I think we did. That.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And Rio did that 4 times.
But this is a prime example why society's in ruin. It's just stuff like this,
Society's in ruin. So, I do have a question for you guys. You obviously watch the Steeler game, correct?
Oh yeah.
Did you see the graphic that they put up during the second quarter? Philadelphia scored 112 second quarter points, and the Steelers only have 107 total points in all quarters on every game. How pathetic is that?
Well, yeah, but Matt Canada's apparently a genius and has a job still. So
he won't be here next week.
The standard is the standard, I guess. Mediocrity, being mediocre, is the new standard for the Steelers.
I mean, any offense that features Derek Watt scoring a touchdown at this point,
that's sad.
Like I said, if you had that on your bingo card, Chase Claypool to Derek Watt in the first quarter of a game, you need to. If that's on FanDuel, first touchdown scorer for the Steelers is Derek Watt.
It's at least plus 5,000 minimum.
Honestly,
maybe 25,000.
I had a better chance of hitting Powerball than guessing that. You know what I mean? Honestly,
yeah, it's just I don't know, man. It's bad times. It's like we said. I don't think Canada's here next week. I really don't. I think he gets fired this week, and I think I don't know who's the wide receivers coach or the quarterbacks coach. What's his name?
Sullivan.
Yeah, he'll probably get promoted to offensive coordinator.
Calling plays.
Interim.
Calling plays.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's bad.
Was that like his last ditch effort to do something? I don't know.
I think it was. I think he knew he was playing for his job. He was calling plays for his job, honestly, because he's pulling out all the stops. And then I know it was a special teams play, but that fake punt, you know what I mean? And you keep your offense out there after the fake punt, but Matt Canada's not able to get into the end zone. It's just I think he knew, and it just showed that his play calls are not capable of putting points on the board.
Well, yeah, if your best play of the day is a wide receiver throwing to your fullback, you're kind of screwed. Like, that's the best you got. I mean, it works because it's just so ridiculous that no one can think of that.
The only comparison I can make that play to is if you're thrown to Derek Watt the end zone, that's the equivalent of when in the movies, like the main character's out of bullets in his gun and he just throws the gun at the other guy. Like that's the only explanation. That's like the last ditch effort.
So here's another question I have for you. Is more of it on Mike Tomlin than we want to assume? Because he has the hand in hiring his coordinators, right? I think he has too much power. I think his seat needs to be warm. And it's all you see. If you see anybody on Twitter that calls out, Mike Tomlin this, Mike Tomlin that, or anybody who goes against him or has some criticism for him, you don't like because he's black. It has nothing to do about that. You know what I mean? So everyone's so afraid to say that his seat should be warm because they don't want to turn it into a racial thing. He's just not getting the job done. And then you look at it, is Big Ben a big part of why Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season?
I'm starting to think Big Ben wasn't the problem, honestly.
Right.
I don't
And then
know.
he's drawing up plays in the dirt. Matt Canada was his offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? You just let the old gunslinger go out there and do what he wants, and it shows. And here's the other thing that kind of pisses me off is Mike Tomlin after halftime, they're like, "Oh, you're down 21-10. Is there any adjustments you need?" "No, we don't need to make no adjustments. We just gotta play better ball." Is basically what he said.
Well,
But here's the thing: you want your defense to win you games, and your defense is getting torched worse than them chicks up at Salem during the witch trials of 1692. You know what I mean? They're getting torched out there.
Not just that, but they'd press them with stones too. So just to throw that out there.
You're not wrong.
It's just I don't know. I think, and I also think they have their replacements already on the staff, and Brian Flores. I think they know that's if I think what my dad and I said today during the game is, I think this might be Tomlin's last year. I think he walks away from the game. I think he retires this year, and they say, "Hey, Brian Flores, here you go. This is your team." You know what I mean? I think they might know something we don't know. You know what I mean?
I got 2 points to that real quick. Number one, that'd be really shitty of Mike Tomlin. You have one losing season, and then you want to go out, with your tail between your legs, and you basically crumbled this organization with all the power you had, and now you just want to take your ball and go home. And then number two, stop hiring from within. I am tired of that. The answer is not what from within, because if it was, these people would be promoted or would have jobs somewhere else, being a coordinator or a head coach.
I would agree with that, but Flores, I mean, that whole situation with him being the head coach in Miami and then being fired, and him having the lawsuit against the NFL and all that, he's a really good coach. That's one where it's like, if it's from within, like you're saying, I agree, offensive coordinators, whoever, that's usually they promote from within. It doesn't work. But Flores, this is his first year in Pittsburgh. If they were to and I think the chances are slim, but if they would, Tomlin leaves and Flores gets the job, I think he'd be a phenomenal hire as a head coach, because he's a defensive coach to begin with. That's his background. Then you bring in a great offensive coordinator, because Tomlin, you look at his coaching tree, where Bill Cowher's coaching tree, Andy Reid's coaching tree. Look at those guys. What's Mike Tomlin's coaching tree? Bruce Arians, he was established before Tomlin.
Yeah. He was. No, you're right. And if you look at it and you want to look at Bill Belichick, and you can compare the two, but Bill's guys that have gone to be head coaches other places didn't succeed, but it's not their fault. They were going to Detroit. They're going to Jacksonville. They were going to places that you're not going to succeed. You know what I mean? So, but then they come back and they coach with Bill again, and they're winning. Yeah. Nobody's out here. Oh, well, we want Mike Tomlin's offensive coordinator to be our head coach. I know that's exactly what you're saying, and you're absolutely right. That. You're 100% right.
There's only two coaches I feel like that as assistants the Steelers have had that have been okay. Bruce Arians one, Mike Munchak, offensive line coach.
Yeah.
I think those are the only two. Randy Fichtner, are you kidding me? Offensive coordinator. They've had. It's just. I just don't think he wants to hire people that know more than him.
He wants to be. Yeah.
He's the smartest man in the room, and if you're the smartest man in the room, year after year, you're not going to have a good time.
You're surrounded by idiots is the problem. So you're not going to succeed. And then your point about the Mike Munchak thing, he went and took the same job.
Yeah.
Was not promoted, wasn't an offensive coordinator. He's still an offensive line coach. So what is so wrong in that environment of the Pittsburgh Steelers locker room or the coaching room? Or why would you leave if you have one? And when he was here, their offensive line was dominant.
Yeah.
Or did he just know that they weren't spending the picks, they weren't going to get free agents, so the offensive line was going to be terrible, and he was going to be the fall guy, and he was like, I'm just out of here.
See, I think it was a perfect storm because he moved out west because that's where his family is. I think his grandkids, that kind of thing makes sense. But the writing was on the wall there, so it was probably pretty good timing where, all right, it's works both ways. All right, I get to be close to my family. I get to go to a team that the Denver Broncos usually have a pretty good offensive line. Hey, it's a win-win for Munchak. You can't fault him with that. But then after him, it's just been a rotating, I don't even know what you want to call it, of offensive line coaches. They've just been in and out, in and out. There's no consistency. There's no talent, I feel like, at both coordinator positions. Terrell Austin's okay. I mean, he's nothing special. Doesn't light the world on fire. Flores is probably their best assistant coach. That's what it comes down to.
And that's an easy decision too to make when a guy
Yeah.
like that is
Yeah.
available. But my take on it is, I'm gonna use my one pass a week for saying this, but all the other offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, and coaches, the twigs never existed, and Tomlin picked the berries years ago. They're twigless and no berries. I think Tomlin surrounds himself maybe with yes men that just causes no friction on his end. Maybe that's what we're looking at. And like Andrew said, I just think he wants to be the smartest in the room, but maybe not that. Just these people don't speak up, and he just finds those kind of people that just agree with him and do things his way, so that it's just him running the team basically. It's puppets. They're all puppets with no twigs and berries. They got the Ken doll. Yep.
Yeah, and when you say it like that, it makes a lot of sense. Because when, like, you're not going to hear about a lot of in-house arguing or anything, but Tomlin almost seems like he has that persona that, like, if you challenge me, you're going to be silenced real quick. You know, it's not a community effort here. It's my idea. It's me. It's my success. But now that they're bombing, like, everybody else wants to point fingers, but nobody's pointing them at Mike Tomlin. So he is surrounded by yes men, and it's ridiculous.
It just seems like they have no personality either. Like, when do we hear anything about our coordinators other than when they're getting their ass kicked outside Tequila Cowboy? Like, that's the only, like, you don't hear any, like, I want guys that all have that personality like Tomlin, you know? Like, every guy from top to bottom should have that personality where it's like the winner mentality, not just the head coach. You should hear more from the others. I don't know. That's just me.
I don't think you're going to, because Mike Tomlin thinks he's like a figurehead and everything comes through him. You're not going to hear from coordinators, assistant coaches, offensive line coaches, quarterback coaches, because he wants it all filtered through him, and he wants to have the final say with everything.
Yeah, I just feel like he's trying to run it too much like the Patriots, but he's not Bill Belichick. I don't.
Never will be.
No. He's Mike Tomlin. Whenever he realizes that and gets some guys that have twigs and berries, I don't know. His seat isn't hot, but I think he feels it getting warm.
Yeah. It's just the buttons are being pushed aren't the right buttons.
Yeah.
They're not really, like, you look today. Jalen Warren, first snap he gets in, 12-yard run, runs hard right down the middle. You know what I mean? Next play, Najee throws him a screen pass, but he's stutter stepping like he's, you know what I mean? Like, it's not play the guys that want to be out there and want to win.
Jalen Warren's running hard. You know, he was averaging like 11 yards a carry. He had like 4 carries, 40-some yards. And then you got Najee out in the flat there. You could just run for the first down. Instead, it looks like he's being electrocuted and just stand in place. I'm like, well, Ryan and I were watching. What the hell is he doing? He's just dancing
5 yards.
Yeah.
I was sitting there watching it, and all you need to do was plant that left foot and go, and he would have had the first down. Instead, he's out there juking, the ghost man, thinking the Ghostbusters are going to come out of the stands to get this ghost that's all up on him. I looked at him and I said, he needed to put his foot down and go, and he would have had the first down. Does he try to get too cute? I don't know. Because, like, if you're out there and you're juking and jiving, and he planted his foot, but he went back inside. Get to the boundary. Get to the first down. Yeah. It's like situational awareness is not there with him.
Buddy's doing the jitterbug out in the flat. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean,
out of the spider dribble, one of the two. Yeah.
It's just, the one player I did see, aside from Jalen Warren, Chase Claypool, a couple yards after the catch, he was battling today. So, like, offensively, I mean, the line was awful. Philly's defense is really good. I'll give them credit. Philly, obviously, not the Steelers. But the offensive line is just so bad where, obviously, Kenny Pickett's in a rookie year. He's going to make mistakes. And, like, I think it was Foster on Twitter said, it's just amplified because the offensive line is just that bad. Now, I'm a little worried because Pickett does have some, he has a lot of turnovers. As a rookie, that's going to happen. It's a little too many for my liking. But the cast around him's doing no favors for him either. So that's why, it's a little worrisome, but I'm not saying, like, oh, he's a bust, he stinks, whatever. but it's just everything. It's just a waterfall of shit right now. That's what it comes down to.
How do you make it better for him though? Whenever we've spoke before on previous podcasts, it takes so long to mold an offensive line. You know what I mean? So you can't help them overnight. You can't help them next year. There's going to be some woes for a while. I'm not saying they're all on him, but they don't have the pieces in place to cut down on them turnovers or to keep him upright. You all right, Mott's?
Dude, I was sick all week. I'm like, my eyes are just killing me right now.
I have some something to add. Do you think Chase Claypool knew he's playing himself out of Pittsburgh this week? Cut the trade deadline's coming up. You know
Possibly,
what I mean?
yeah.
It'd be a good addition to like the
that-
Chiefs or the Bills or something, honestly.
Showed that, hey, like, I'm here,
Yeah.
I want to play, I want to be on a winning team. You saw what I did this week. You know what I mean? I started putting it between my ears, and that's what I figured. Like, nobody's really talking about is he had a great game, yeah, but playing his
He
way out of
played
Pittsburgh.
hard.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Played hard.
Get some draft capital. I hate to say it, these receivers that we have they're decent, but without a line like that's established, like trade them, get some draft capital.
I mean,
Because
if there's two players you're looking to trade, it's Chase Claypool, number one, and then either Trubisky or Rudolph. Get what you can for one of them. What's the point in having both of those guys on the roster at this point? There's no reason to have them.
also, I really think this entire line needs to be scrapped. It's like the time of the year where your line does start to mold together a little bit, and they just don't look any different. And I have no positives from them. It's just it's bad. Like I know Philly's good. I didn't expect to win, but I also didn't expect 6 sacks for 40-yard loss either. So
With the offensive line, though, I understand in the passing game, and it's tough whenever you go down so early that you have to air the ball out. But the run lanes are there. Look at Warren. Warren, like you said, had 4 carries for 40 yards, 44 yards, whatever, averaging 11 yards a pop. So the run lanes are there. Najee's not hitting them. You know what I mean?
He's dancing too much.
It's like Le'Veon Bell, but he's not getting the results. Like Le'Veon would be patient and wait it out, and then he was shifty, and then that burst of speed. Najee just ain't getting it done.
He's trying too much. I think he's just trying too much. Like he's a big dude. Like he's strong. He's got like the leg power to drive these guys like an extra 5 yards. We saw it in the preseason, but I just think he's thinking too much. He's trying to dance around and beat one guy where he could drag that guy like 3 extra yards. That's just what I see it as.
I mean, the last thing I have on the Steelers is that I saw the bad thing today was Minka getting upset with himself. You know what I mean? Like he is so like talented, like the thing, but he plays himself into mistakes. Like me and my dad said that today. Like if you go up and high point that ball instead of using your, you know what I mean, your chest to catch that ball against AJ Brown in the first touchdown, that's a pick every time. If you go and be aggressive, he's so like I don't want to go for the pass interference most of the time, but also want to kill some people. You know what I mean? And get all these, you know what I mean, targeting calls and everything. It's just like I don't know if that's him, like his mentality now or something like that, or you know what I mean, the way he plays. But like he's so just hit or miss. You know what I mean? There's weeks he's looks like the best safety in football. Then there's other weeks it's just I don't know. It's not good. You know what I mean? The camps nowadays not looking good nowadays for the boys.
No, I think the defense, especially the secondary, really got exposed today. It's apparent how bad they really are. There's just no other words you can put into it. Like you can't sugarcoat it. It's just bad. The corners, like Terrell Edmonds, once again, I thought he was decent. I mean, Minka, he didn't do that well either. But the corners, they just got absolutely shredded.
But it also shows that you can exploit that whenever you try to bring another man up in the box. You try to bring a safety up in the box because their run game was clicking, and then you gotta account if Jalen Hurts is gonna take off. So you pull that safety up, and then you're exposed over the top. So great scheme by Philly. You know what I mean? All around, they showed they showed how to play offense. The run game was there when they needed it. The passing game was there. You know what I mean? And exposed expose the defense for it's not as good as Mike Tomlin thinks it is.
Yeah, no, especially missing T.J. Watt, Larry Ogunjobi, two big key guys out this week. It's just that's all I got to say. A bad week, and it's not gonna get better. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
The only positive we have is there's no Steelers next week.
Yeah,
Got a
we're
bye?
we're at the
Bye.
bye, so that leaves us. What are they? 2-6.
2-6.
So that's 8 games in. They got another 9 games to play. What do you think? Final record. I want it at the bye week. What's the final record? Let's write it down.
I'm gonna scroll through real quick.
2-15.
So I gotta see.
You're gonna go 2. You don't think they'll win another game?
Dude,
I
relax.
mean, who are they gonna beat?
New Orleans next
Let me
week.
see.
How?
I mean, in 2 weeks.
How?
Everybody's thinking Kamara's leaving.
Yeah, I
Where's he
mean,
go?
It won't matter.
Buffalo or Kansas City. People think they're trading him. Brother, all these teams they're loading up like we're talking about.
See, yeah, that's the thing. You just load up, and you
They're
get.
going to win now.
All right, I'm gonna write it down on a post-it note. So you said 2-15, Mott's. Right?
I'm saying
Who do we
6
got?
wins. 6 wins, whatever that'd be.
Mm,
Or they'd be 6-11.
You know what? I'm gonna go. Hold on. Here's a little stipulation: 2-15 if Matt Canada's still the offensive coordinator. If
Okay.
they fire him, what would it be? 5-12.
I
12?
yeah, I said 5-12.
I'm saying
War
6-11.
5-12.
5-12.
They got a couple games they could win. I think they beat New Orleans. I think they
Beat
beat
Carolina.
Indy. I think they beat Carolina, and I think they beat Atlanta.
Ah.
So 6 and.
They're gonna go 3-14.
They're going to lose to
Here,
Atlanta.
let me do my 93.70 of the fan impersonation. They're gonna sweep after the bye week. It's gonna end up 11-6 because we're just gonna both smoke out of our asses and go on the radio. That's what I'm saying. Andrew Filipponi,
Yeah, I was gonna say you feel a pony here.
best quarterback ever. Matt Canada's offense is looking great.
Double M.
They suck. They suck. I'll go.
Double M.
Hire me. Yeah.
Double M will give you and let you know how it is, and people don't like that because he's
Yeah.
real about it. And he's not wrong most of the time. The only time he was wrong is when Letang got hurt in that cup run. He's like, they'll never win one without Letang, and they end up winning because he was out half the season. But Trevor Daly had a huge year for them that year. But I called to let him know that, and he didn't like that very much.
I was
Right.
talking about this. Has anybody ever like pressed him? Like got up in his face or like beat
Yeah.
his ass? Like Mark Madden? Has
People-
anybody ever like
People, as soon as they see him, they walk up to him and they leave him alone.
Yeah.
I saw him at Cheesecake
Nobody.
Factory once.
Yeah. Nobody will challenge him. You know what I mean?
The
That's
thing
why
is,
he
I
said
don't
he's
care about
undefeated
the
in the
guy.
streets.
why? Like why though?
Why would you catch a charge for something stupid?
And plus,
Yeah,
I'm
but you
pretty
gotta
sure.
know something
I'm
that
pretty
gets
sure.
under his
Like,
skin.
but his whole gimmick online is just pissing people off, like on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
He's-
he announced for WCW for years. He knows what he's doing.
Like
He's
people
got
don't
that persona.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people don't realize that. They think he, like,
yeah.
yeah.
It's almost like a gimmick. It's like a persona. You know what I mean? He's not a bad guy. He does a lot for the community and shit, and from where he's from and stuff. So he's not a bad guy. People just take it to heart, and that's what he wants. He wants the pop.
Oh
And he'll
yeah,
he gets the pop.
he's the ultimate Pittsburgh heel.
He's been on the radio for how long? For a reason,
Very
like,
long time.
Yeah.
Very long time.
Yeah, he's not stupid.
No,
He's not
he
stupid.
knows exactly what he's doing. I have no problem because, and he'll tell Youngzers how it is flat out, and people don't like that. People don't like that. Well, your Steelers that you hold so close to your heart are going to suck.
Yeah,
He'll let you know that, and people can't handle that, and that's why
Just hate on them. That's why they don't let you in the. That's why you can't go in the locker room and interview them. I wouldn't want to interview any of these guys either.
no. You want to go interview Dan Moore?
He's
about guys?
still, and he's still on the field looking backwards.
Go ask
Devin
Chooks
Bush.
why you keep holding everybody.
What about
Ask
Devin
Dan
Bush?
Moore why you're not on the line of scrimmage. How do you get an illegal formation? You're a tackle. You should be on the line of scrimmage. Go ask him that one.
I don't know. This is just it's getting ugly.
It isn't getting ugly. It is ugly. We're in the thick of it, Roberts. We're in the mixer. That's what I'd like to say. We're in the mixer right now.
Whose mic is going nuts?
It's Mott's. Put your mic down.
Young Mott's. Ryan.
Put it.
No,
Yeah. Put it.
every
on
time
your
you
table and
talk.
leave
Every
it
time
there.
you talk. Stop
Put it on
fumbling
there
it.
and leave it there.
I was just like playing with it a little bit.
No,
Is it still?
no, you're good now.
Okay.
You're good now.
Yeah,
You
it's
haven't
just-
had no text messages today. That's pretty good. No,
Phone
No,
calls.
I kept
Yeah.
my phone on the other side now.
good.
Got some
No Rio,
negative
no
feedback.
Rio calling you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, let's just move on from Pittsburgh sports because
Well, we
there's
have a bye week, so what we gotta discuss what we're gonna talk about next week now with no Steelers.
it could be episode 2 of the Off the Rails series with you in the fold now.
Yeah, we need to go
Oh.
off the rails.
I'm
What do you
saying
think the
next
topic?
week, mark it down. We're going off the rails, boys.
All right, I like it. I
Could we do
love it.
I'll come
I
out
love
some more controversial rankings too. We can discuss because I know Dan don't like that.
Buddy, I don't.
See,
No
here's,
comments.
Stay out of this one, Robert.
buddy. Here's
I
the
need to
thing.
get my hands in on this one.
You can't put every fruit in the S tier.
Yes,
That-
you can.
Every fruit? No.
Every single fruit. Have you had a bad piece of fruit?
Yeah.
Have you had
Yeah.
a bad piece of fruit? What?
Apricots,
You ever eat a mushy apple? Yeah.
It's
Go
still bad.
Go
No.
eat an apricot. What was the tier list anyway? What was it?
Fruits.
Wait, you'll see. We'll see it on Xbox
Fruits?
tonight.
Yeah, fruits.
Just you tier listed fruits and then you
Buddy,
put all
so-
fruits in S?
I was trying to be no. I was trying to be nice and not like have any controversy with him. And then he said there can't be a participation trophy with ranking fruits. So I said, you know what? I'm going to crack my knuckles and I'm going to go in on you. Kiwi's way too low. Watermelon's way too high. What else did you have? You disrespected peaches. Like, come on. Now.
Peaches are mid, dude.
And that's the thing. I was trying to be nice because we know people that think that their opinion is the only one that matters, and I was just trying to be nice. And then you went and said that there's no participation trophy, and not every fruit can be S. So
Sure.
I'm letting you know you're
So-
wrong.
So you think every fruit's the same?
Every fruit's great.
All those
Phenomenal.
are the same, or what? Juice
There's
World, or
only-
what?
So you don't
only
have an
one-
opinion on.
There's only one that Ryan would get upset with. I put bananas as like mid. That's the only one like Ryan would get upset
And
with.
they are.
You're a bonehead.
Here's the other thing.
Well,
You
by
had-
itself is no. Yeah.
you had strawberries at S tier and bananas at the mid. Strawberries aren't even a berry, but a banana is. You riddle me that one.
What about a tomato?
That's the other thing. He had avocado in there. Like, that's a fruit.
It's a fruit.
It is a fruit. I didn't know that. I don't come up with the tier lists.
I know.
Don't shoot the
Where'd
messenger.
you have pineapple? Where'd you have pineapple?
Huh?
Where'd you have pineapple?
Let me look. It was up there.
Pineapple's got to be S tier for only
That's
one
S
reason
tier
why.
all day. Yeah.
Did,
Only one
did,
reason
did,
why.
did.
Give me some, Dan. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Probably
Pineapple-
look like you're
all
from
right, so
Lizard
here.
Squad right now.
We're gonna go over this right now. S tier fruits. This is for everyone listening at home. Apples, oranges, grapes, clementines, pineapple, watermelon.
Clementines?
Yeah.
That's the
Right.
dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Ryan
it's
is
the
the
same as
dumbest
an
It's a
orange.
mini orange.
It's the same thing, pretty much. How's
Yeah.
that?
So
like-
how much? Yeah.
It's
So
small.
why would I make it
Put
different.
it lower.
It's
you
the
get
same
less.
damn thing.
You get less. You're
They're
getting
more
wrong.
convenient to eat.
Oh my god.
If you only
All
you
right.
want a big orange. It's
You're
versatile.
saying, all right, I want to see you iron your clothes with a regular iron and then the low iron you get from Monopoly. Tell me it's the same thing. Yeah, rank goes.
If I want
Oh.
to get filled up on a fruit, I'll eat an orange. If
Whoa,
I want to
whoa.
have a little snack, clementine. You have your options.
I've never seen you eat either
Situational.
one of those things.
It's a situational fruit, jackass.
I've never
Anyway.
seen you eat a clementine.
They're
or an
huge
orange.
around this time of year too. Like for Christmas, my parents used to put them in my stocking all the time.
All right, A tier:
That ass.
avocado,
Dead ass?
cherries, blueberries, lemon, lime, peaches.
Lemon lime, like one or separate?
Yeah, lemon lime's one fruit.
Oh
say
my
lemon
God.
and say lemon and lime.
Lemon
not
and lime. What do you
said
think?
lemon
There's
lime,
no
like-
fruit that's a lemon lime.
Next week's gonna be crazy.
B tier:
I'm calling
B
it.
tier.
I can't listen to this anymore.
bananas.
I don't care about any
Bananas are
fruit
B
juice, dude.
tier. Blackberries, mango, pears, raspberries. C tier: cranberries, cantaloupe, grapefruit, kiwi, pomegranate.
What about star fruits?
Buddy, we're not talking about star fruits.
What about dragon
Deep.
fruits?
D tier: apricot, fig, olive, honeydew.
Fig.
I don't know why olives are on
What
there.
about Imagine Dragons? Everyone's thoughts?
Jag. Where we got a jag at?
Oh, I
Any
got a good
Jags
one
this
this
week?
week. I got a good one. What,
I
are we
got
on
one.
that yet? Are we on that yet?
Yeah.
I don't know.
please.
Let's just go
This is
Jag
it
the
for
week.
me.
We rolling into
Yeah.
this.
This is
off the
sad boy season right now.
Who's going first? Robert's.
I don't have one, dude.
You sounded pretty excited. Did you
I'll
bet?
go.
There's got to be one of Rio here, so let's get
No.
to it.
So I was watching Steeler game. It finished. They suck. And then flipped it over to the Carolina Atlanta game.
Oh,
DJ Moore catches that touchdown pass late to tie it up, takes his helmet off. They get backed up because it's a penalty. It's unfortunate, like you can't take your helmet off.
Yep.
So they enforce the penalty on the field goal attempt because it's tied up. They would have won by 1. Well, dude shanks it, and they end up losing in overtime. DJ Moore, jag.
62-yard Hail Mary, 10 seconds left. The game's yours. And like Ryan said, Buddy thinks he's Stephon Diggs winning the NFC. Heading to the championship.
Yeah, like the game ain't over, bud. And after the kicker missed it, they panned to DJ Moore, and he's like, he has this shitty smirk on because he knew he messed up.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. What? Oh yeah.
You know why I did it?
Why? Shaving points.
Traded. He wants traded too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Possible.
Yeah. He's like, hey, I can do this. I'll catch a 62-yard touchdown, and then I'll screw the team over. Hey, I got the talent. I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Conspiracy.
I like it.
100% intentional.
Anyone else got one? Andrew?
I'm sure you have one from the Dirty Bird there, Ryan.
No, I was at the Dirty Bird today, but I don't got one today. I got one from the Sunshine State, though.
Oh, you have a
first-hand
account of a Florida man.
One I could probably say. I don't think I'd say the other one. But the first one, we had a day where we were relaxing for a little bit after we set everything up for our little event that my company was doing. So we're down by the pool. First of all, awesome water slide. I went down it like 3 times. Biggest water slide I've ever went down. But anyway, there's this rough and tough guy, like tough customer down there, like he had the whole 9 yards, mustache that almost looked as good as Dan's. So this guy was a tough guy. Tatted up, looks like he's about on 7 cycles of steroids at this point. But he's jumping into the deep end of the pool. And I was like, this guy could, honestly, right hand up, he could whip anybody's ass that I know. But took him down a peg. He's jumping in the water, holds his nose.
Oh,
he held his nose on the way in the pool, dude.
I was like, you were building that up. I thought you were going to tell me, he couldn't swim or something. You had to go, say
No.
I was, on the edge of my seat there. But, yep. Mm-hmm.
He jumped in. His legs crossed a little bit in midair, and he held his nose. And still,
Jag.
Yeah.
If you hold your nose and you're jumping in a pool, you're a jag. Just blow out when you're going in.
Yeah, if you're not a female and you plug your nose while jumping into the pool, jag. He probably has one of them clips, probably forgot it at home.
Yeah.
Jag.
Yeah, I got none this week though. Didn't make it out of the house much this week. Was on the IR with I can't shake his cough. I was we were playing Xbox the other day, and Dan had me laughing so hard I legitimately almost passed out playing Xbox. I got so lightheaded, my head hit the desk in front of me. I was like in la la land. So I am still out of it. Can't shake it, but yeah. So I might be the jag of the week for honestly almost dropping from laughing so hard.
Yeah, me and Beard, it went radio silent on Moss's end. We didn't know. So I think it was like a minute and 45 seconds later. I was like, Moss, you there? And then he told us he went down.
He went down.
Was that before or after it got ugly in the party when I joined the other day?
Before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Robert's the CEO of Getting Ugly. We're about to get ugly on Xbox too, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, what about you, Dan?
What?
You got any Jags this week or no?
Already gave
Give
mine.
us one.
Yeah.
Ryan Roberts, jag, for not listening to me get my jag.
Yeah. DJ Moore.
First of all, looking like he's from Lizard Squad too right now. He's got half his face on the
I'm
screen
trying
with
to
his
think.
head up.
I'm trying to think if Rio did anything this week that I can know of.
Joe didn't tell me when they went golfing that he did anything, so I don't know.
I think that's why I had such a peaceful week, is because Rio wasn't involved in it.
I did. I went to work Wednesday, and he was getting ready to leave. You still saw the outfit he had on.
Yeah.
So he had like this oversized hood up, some like Abercrombie and Fitch like jogger sweatpants on. Take a guess what kind of shoes he had on.
Hey dudes. Some
No.
hey dudes.
No.
Yeezys.
Crocs.
No.
Crocs.
Nope.
Uggs.
Man Uggs. He had man Uggs on. I'm like, Bud, why are you wearing them out here? Like where I work, it gets dirty, and he had the wheat ones on, the bright wheat ones. I'm like, them things are gonna get destroyed. You keep wearing them in here. Jag.
Doesn't matter.
They're warm. I'll give them that.
They are.
But I traded them in for, well, now I have just a pair of like nice duck boots.
Yeah.
Nice dry. Go ahead, Robert. Sorry.
Nothing. I just said that kid doesn't care about the value of $1, so it doesn't matter.
Maybe he gives 2K guy some Uggs.
He made his fourth 2K guy this week. He told me.
No, he didn't.
99 steal, 99 3-point.
Just out there trying to pick grapes.
IQ 0. He put a fucking VC.
Buddy's on a payment plan for VC at this point. Wait till they repost characters online.
They're gonna repost characters. He's got a brown shirt and a sweatpants on.
No tats.
Dragging him away.
The White Mountain, yeah.
We doing a random Pittsburgh athlete?
I'm blanking. I usually try to think. I'm blanking. I'm trying to go through ones that we haven't done. I think I got one.
I think I do. I don't know if anybody did this one, but I'll just give mine real quick. Me and Garrett Miller texted me, and we were talking about the game. We always do. And because he even said, I got to find it now. One sec. Oh, where the hell is it?
Oh, I got one. Oh.
Yeah.
But he said who had Claypool throwing the touchdown to Derek Watt on their bingo card, and that's how the conversation started. And then he was talking like he's tired of the punter, so he threw out Daniel Sepulveda.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, you know what, Daniel Sepulveda? That's a great name. That's up there, So I told him I was going to use that as my random Pittsburgh athlete of the week. So Daniel Sepulveda.
That's a good one.
I'll throw it back to back in the Sepulveda days, probably around there, probably before too. A simpler time when your tackles could actually block. Underappreciated in Pittsburgh, Max Starks.
Oh yeah, big boy.
Yeah,
Tennessee boy too.
Back when a lineman could do their job in Pittsburgh, a better time. That's all I'm gonna say. Max Starks, I appreciate you.
All right.
Good.
You want me to go?
Yeah, I don't have one this week.
All right. I don't know if this one has been said. It's not really a deep pull. It's just kind of like a meme. But guess my boy, he might have graced a few Campbell's soup commercials back in the day. But I'm going to go with Casey the Big Snack Hampton. So that's who I got. Roberts might have used that guy before. I'm not sure, though. But
Snack.
Cool.
You know what my favorite Casey Hampton story is? He'd show up to camp, and they'd make him ride the bike because he was out of shape. That boy is supposed to be out of shape playing nose tackle. He's playing the one. He's supposed to be that big.
Mm-hmm.
He walked so Vita Vea could run, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't running, so that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before we wrap up and get on the sticks? Some Modern Warfare 2?
Everyone who's made it to this far, in the episode watching, next Sunday, be ready for an absolutely off the rails podcast. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. I'm gonna contribute. I'll write a few things up. Maybe discuss some conspiracy theories or something that I find interesting. So I don't know.
Get behind that.
I'll rope in some. No, we're talking deep stuff. We're gonna talk. Let's see, maybe like Freemasons. Who knows? What else is there?
Chemtrails.
What's that like religious organization? The
Scientology.
Scientologists. Yeah.
Don't touch that. They'll sue us.
Yeah.
Don't touch that.
Mind.
They'll sue us.
Scratch.
I'm going to
that.
sue you so
Bring
hard.
it on. I got the best lawyer in Leechburg.
Yeah,
Do
good
that.
luck.
Shout out.
All right, we'll mix something up.
Youngzers gaming on Thursday?
Thursday.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
No.
We might be out. Yeah.
Yeah.
For what?
No, we got a coaches meeting.
Yeah.
He's not loving it.
Happy.
All right, guys.
Okay.
All right, folks. Thanks for listening. Glad to be back on a routine. Episode 15. I only listened to like half of 14, so hopefully you guys kept it together. But,
Wow.
Wow.
I didn't get internet. I didn't get internet on the plane. That's where I was watching it.
You didn't
Wow.
sit first class?
Time out.
I'm paying $8 for
watched.
internet.
Yeah.
I watched it twice.
So let's get this straight. You're going down water slide.
I know. I'm gonna watch the rest this week. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
it's
I
too
need to
late.
catch up.
It's too late.
And you want
It's
people
not.
to come out here and consume this, and you're not even watching it?
Yeah.
I watched like half of it. Yeah. I need to catch up on my other podcast too.
This is the only one. Like, come on now.
Oh, man.
No free ads, yeah.
Disappointing.
I had no time. I was working like 12-hour plus days. 5
I
days
do that every day.
traveling. 6 a.m. to like pretty much midnight every day.
Well, that's more than 12, so.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Looks good coming in.
Couple
Yeah,
breaks here and there,
That's,
but I didn't have any time to listen to anything.
All right.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Conspiracy stuff and whatever else. So, see you next week. Thanks for listening.